The oldest money dogs. What waits by the door? A family reveals itself in many ways, and one of the oldest is the animal it keeps. Not the breed as a possession, the breed as a disclosure. What follows is the short list of dogs the corridor has always recognized, and then the one it does not discuss, because the one it does not discuss is the answer. The Labrador. Old money, unimpeachably. But the unbrushed Labrador, the one that has been in the lake, the one whose bed is destroyed and whose dignity is intact. Off, misplaced pause. A Labrador groomed to a shine is new money in a retriever's coat. The Springer Spaniel. A working dog that was permitted generations ago into the house and never told it had been promoted. It still thinks it is working. It is correct. The Golden Retriever. Acceptable, but watched. The Golden has become legible. It photographs too well. A breed the wider world has learned to want is a breed the corridor prepares, quietly, to put down. The Beagle. Old money by way of the hunt, by way of packs, by way of a family that has a field and does not mention the field. The Beagle is never the only dog. The Beagle is evidence of other beagles. The Standard Poodle. Genuinely old money, genuinely correct, provided it is never clipped into the shape the word poodle makes people imagine. Uncut, undignified, faintly absurd, enormous. The poodle of taste looks like a mistake. That is how it is known. The Jack Russell. The terrier of people who own land and have given up on parts of it. A dog kept not for company, but for war, against rats, against moles, against the soft idea that a dog is for the house. And then, the dog the list was built around. The Whippet. The Whippet outranks the Greyhound. This is understood, and it is not discussed, and it is not explained. The explanation is for people who needed one. The Greyhound is grand. Grand is not the same as high. The Whippet is higher. It simply is. The corridor settled this a long time ago and did not leave a reason behind, because a reason could be argued with, and this is not the kind of thing one argues. The Greyhound is a great dog. The Whippet is a better family. Consider the Whippet at rest. It does not sit. It collapses, folds itself onto the warmest available surface with the boneless finality of something that has never once been told to get down. It assumes the furniture was always its furniture. It is not grateful for the sofa. Gratitude is new money. The Whippet has never been new money in its life. Consider the Whippet's coat. There is almost none of it. Nothing to groom, nothing to fuss, nothing to announce. A dog that solved the problem of grooming by declining to have the problem. It is cold, frequently. It requires a blanket. And a dog that requires a blanket in a cold house, owned by people who keep the house cold? That is a closed loop of old money so perfect, it barely needs a family attached to it at all. Consider the Whippet's manner. It is not loud. It physically cannot be loud. It is one of the quietest dogs there is. And its quiet is not training. It is temperament. It is the breed simply having nothing to prove to the room. It does not greet you at the door with its whole body. It acknowledges you. It registers your arrival the way an old family registers a new fortune. Politely, briefly, and without standing up. Consider what the Whippet does all day. Almost nothing. It runs, extraordinarily, violently, for 90 seconds, and then it is finished, and it returns to the sofa it has always owned, and it does the single most old money thing an animal can do. It rests, visibly, in the middle of the day, without guilt. The Whippet has the long lunch built into its body. It is fast, the second fastest dog alive, and it has no interest whatsoever in telling you that. The speed is simply held, in reserve, unmentioned, the way a number is held and unmentioned. A Whippet that has just outrun every other dog in the field will come back and lie down as though nothing has occurred. Nothing has occurred. The Whippet does not have accomplishments. It has a nature, and the line of them is long. The Whippet is not a recent dog. It is centuries deep, bred down quietly, kept by people who coursed because their people had coursed. A small, inherited continuation of a larger inherited thing. It is, in dog form, the worn coat, the honest boat, the thing kept so long it stopped being a choice and became a fact about you. Smooth truth. So when the corridor declines to discuss the Whippet, it is not because the Whippet is obscure. It is because the Whippet is the thesis. To explain it would be to explain everything: the quiet, the speed never named, the rest without guilt, the blanket in the cold house, the centuries folded onto the warm cushion as though the cushion were always promised. You do not describe your thesis. You simply let it sleep in the good chair and let the visitors notice. So, the dog by the door says what the family will not. If a breed on this list is asleep in your house right now, say which. And if it is the Whippet, you already knew. It told you nothing, and you already knew. Legacy tender, where arrivals have been,